have you seen the graphic? I think Golf Monthly put it out of the putters of the top 10 players in the world.
No.
Okay.
No, I've not seen this.
We'll throw this up now. Be a nice little social clip for you here as well.
Oh, thanks so much. Yeah.
There is something which is happening within the world of golf, the world of professional golf specifically, which I think you could trace back not accurately, and it's only tangential to the overall theme that we're seeing here. But when Rory said to Scotty, shift to a mallet because you need a little bit more forgiveness.
Yeah.
Now, the top 10 players in the world are now all using mallets.
Okay.
They're all using mallet putters.
Yep.
So, it is my humble opinion that the ground has shifted.
Yeah.
That bladed putters are not dead, but they are being placed on the endangered species list.
Sure. Along with blades, do you think?
Well, no, Rory switched back into it. So everyone's going to go back to blades now.
To be honest, this is something that I thought took way too long to actually happen. I mean, not being a fan of a bladed putter, apart from the look of it, and being the kind of... that's the only things I've ever felt they've been useful, is just to say you have one, to have it in the bag, and it looks nice. Outside of that, I don't ever really see why or what you gain performance-wise from a blade as you would to a mallet putter. And the pros to the cons of having one over the other. What you gain from having a mallet in the bag and what it saves from what you can't get with a bladed putter obviously outweighs. So to me, this move and this change for all these top 10 players using one is the obvious move, is it not?
I 100% agree.
Okay.
I have absolutely nothing to add to that.
But you are a blade fan. You like a bladed putter.
Blade merchant.
Blade merchant. A blade merchant.
He's a samurai of golf, our Finch.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure he'd be happy with that. So you must look at it from... Do you look at it just from that perspective as well? As it's like, oh yeah, they look cool, but that's about it. Or you try and educate me on why people would go for a bladed putter?
Because Tiger Woods uses one.
Yeah, so people have won with them.
So with a bladed putter,
Listen. Right.
So with a bladed putter, one of the biggest advantages that you have is it's a simple design, which for certain golfers is very easy to line up because you just have a square edge. You know, there's nothing to distract the eyes going backwards. And if you can line that putter up, even if you use an alignment aid on the ball, so you can set it up at a right angle. If you don't, you can just set the putter up. And I think for many years also, you do have to go back to this if you have Tiger Woods using his blade pull or the rest of it. You also have a history and a legacy of bladed putters being better, bladed putters being nicer, being used by the best golfers. But now we're seeing it go in the opposite direction where all of a sudden, not every single, but pretty much all the top golfers are using a bladed putter, a mallet putter. Jacob, you used one to win the Genesis.
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, and what you'll find, and this is something that I've noticed even from my limited amount of time that I spent out on tour, around tour events, not on tour, you will have a player win or do something really good, and he might use a weird training aid. Next week, there's 50 of those training aids out on that range. And it's not going to escape people's notice that as soon as Scotty struggles with his putting, shifts to a mallet, and becomes a dominant force within the game with a marked improvement in his putting, people are going to look at their own setup and go, I'm not sure this blade is doing it for me anymore.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, and also with putting, it doesn't take a lot of slight misstrikes to cause a big difference in putts.
Yeah.
And with putts and with putting stats, you can have some variation as far as like break on putts, but distance putts, short putts, amounts of feet made, all the stats on putting, they're so detailed that even a 0.3% improvement on speed control off center strikes over the course of the season is probably going to earn you $1 million more if you're a good player. Wow. It's going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
So even those slight changes and those slight improvements, especially with speed, because that's where this comes into account. Like if you return a a bladed putter straight with a square face to its intended target, strike it out in the middle. There's not going to be any difference between that and a mallet. The difference is when you strike it off center with a mallet, you have more forgiveness, and that forgiveness translates into a more consistent speed. It's the speed of the putt which the players are going to want. Like if you return a putter, a bladed or a mallet putter which is aimed 2 degrees to the right of your intended target, it's going to go 2 degrees to the right of your intended target. It doesn't matter what design you use it. It's all about consistency of speed control and forgiveness on the off-center strikes.
Yeah.
When was the last time you used, for an extended period, a bladed putter?
I used, I think we have got one over there, like an old Odyssey number 2, which has like a really long blade length, and I used it with a claw grip, and I just found it quite easy to line up. But then last year when we had that lesson with Phil Kenyon, when we did all the analysis, it became apparent that, you know, a nice clean blade is good, but I need a long alignment line along the back to really line my putts up better.
And did you see a big difference going from that more bladed design to the mallety shape that you play now?
I mean, the lamp putters in between, so, you know, that's a bit of a difference as well. They're pretty big and beasty. I would say that the biggest difference for me with my putting, and considering what an unbelievable putter I am right now,
Absolutely.
has come from I think a lot of it has gone back to the lesson with Phil, but it's more of okay, this is what I need, this is what he suggested, this is what I'm doing with my stroke, and it's the best putting coach in the world that's told me that. So I'm going to trust it, and I am now going to believe that I have all the tools to be the best putter in the world.
Yeah. I think you are actually a prime example of the way that this has gone, in a sense that you signed a deal with a company that has the most attractive and beautiful blade putters that you can possibly ever buy, and you could be head turned to all the shining lights of the Scotty Cameron, but actually listening and understanding no, this is probably the thing that you should be using, because not only does it give you the best results, but it's what you use best. But the nice little shiny Scotty Cameron's in the corner going, remember us? So
I am more than happy using a Scotty Phantom. Like, they are still a great looking putter.
You've just turned into a merchant.
But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The combination of the two, you've got the beauty of the Scotty Cameron, but you've also got the forgiveness of the bigger head. So you're
whipping out a Newport too.
Yeah, exactly. But then also is not to say that the mallet putters they make now are actually good looking putters. Yeah. It's just that a Scotty Cameron blade is a Scotty Cameron blade.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
It's not a Terillium, is it?
But do they have...
Got one of those next door as well.
Good Lord. Do they have... Might have to cut that out.
No.
What?
Do those putters only have that reputation because of players like Tiger and because of the history of the game? We grew up, everyone playing a bladed putter, you know. Were the bladed putters better, or are the best players in the world just all using one?
I think about it. I think it's just more to the point that just mallet putters weren't necessarily such a thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think all these manufacturers probably put so much time and effort around their putters to the blade design and making them as best as they could, and that's what the players went for. And then, you know, the Odyssey 2 ball and other putters like that sort of started to come in, and people started to make the shift. And it's even probably within companies now, they've kind of flipped the other way, and they put a lot more time and effort into their development of putters around the mallet and around that design. Think of all the like counterbalance putters now. Lab brought theirs out, and then every single company has now followed suit to make sure they have the same thing. You know, I guess it's just that kind of industry shift as well, not just
It's also with a mallet design, you have, as a club designer, with a mallet, you have more scope to make change.
You got more space, you got more real estate,
more body.
Yeah. Like with a classic like Newport design, Newport 2 design, you know, it is a beautiful blade. You can do different heel to toe weighting. You can have different face inserts. But if you want to keep to that classic design, it's really going to be able to do a lot. Yeah. If you give yourself more space where you can push around weight and you can move kind of different designs and different alignment features, and there's a lot more that you can do there. So I think the advancement in putter technology has been greater in a mallet design, just because designers can do more with it. So you would expect to have bigger performance gains, especially on misstrikes with that club.